Jason in the Captain's Rank. Written by Luke C. Jason Argo got to the field early for his first day of practice. The coach had said 4 o'clock, but Jason was already lacing up his new shoes by 3. His first day at Maywood High had been a blur. He had transferred from a school with a nationally ranked track program. His new coach had already offered him a team captain's position. Jason wanted to make a good impression. "Nice shoes, new guy," a voice said. Jason turned to see an upperclassman wearing a track jacket. "Hey, thanks," Jason replied, offering a smile. "I figured I would break them in at today's practice. You're one of my teammates, right?" The stranger smiled and shot out his hand. "Last year's captain, Peter Withers." Jason shook Peter's hand. "Coach Walton actually sent me down here. He's got a mission for you." A few other students had gathered around. Jason felt a tinge of nervousness. "He thinks you have to prove yourself worthy to be the new captain." "What does he want me to do?" Jason asked. "Before the start of practice today, you have to reclaim the Maywood mascot costume, the Golden Grizzly. Our biggest rival, Hampton South, stole it at last year's district finals. Bring back the bear, and you're our guy." Jason's mind began racing a mile a minute. He didn't know the area. He didn't even have a car. He pulled out his phone to check the time. Practice would start in just under an hour. "Why me?" he asked. "This seems like a lot on my first day." Peter stepped closer and put his hands on Jason's shoulders. "I agree, new guy. There's no shame in not being up to it." The crowd had grown even larger. "The problem is that no one around here is going to listen to a stranger. You've got to prove yourself. Bringing back the Golden Grizzly will leave no room for doubt." "Consider it done," Jason said. He turned and started jogging toward the bus stop. After only a few seconds, a group of 3 students had caught up to him and were jogging along. "You're really going to do it?" one student asked. "I hear Hampton's captain is crazy fast," another piped in. Jason kept jogging. "Do you need a ride?" the 3rd student offered. "I have my mom's minivan." Jason stopped dead in his tracks. "Which way is the parking lot?" he asked. Jason got to know his crew during the drive. Carrie, Shay, and Paul were all freshmen like him. They had overheard the challenge and were impressed by Jason agreeing to the plan. By the time they arrived at Hampton South, Jason was feeling confident. He had a new group of friends at his back and just enough time to find the Golden Grizzly. On the school's field, the Hampton South track team was also warming up for practice. Jason walked out toward the group of athletes to make his declaration. Carrie and Paul followed close behind, while Shay parked the van. "I'm here for the Golden Grizzly costume," Jason announced. "I want to take it back to Maywood High." The group broke into scattered fits of laughter. Jason stood resolute, scanning the crowd for a leader. A tall, dark-haired boy came forward. "Pretty bold, man," the boy said. "I have to say that I like your style. I'm Garrett Silver, and I run the squad. The bad news is we won the Golden Grizzly fair and square. Maywood's pathetic excuse for a captain, Peter Withers, ran his mouth and lost it in a bet." Jason exchanged a glance with Carrie and Paul. He was starting to think this wasn't a mission from the coach after all. "Well, I'm set to be the new captain, Garrett. I see you guys have the track set for a 4-man relay. Let's race for it. If we win, we get the statue back. If you can defend your home track, the Golden Grizzly is Hampton's for good." "The Golden Grizzly is already mine, Jason, but I'll give you a shot. Let's do 300 meters with hurdles. My relay team of 3 versus only you. You want to be a hero? Here's your chance." Jason didn't hesitate. "Fine, let's do this." Hampton's runners took their positions around the massive track. Each Hampton runner would only have to do only 100 meters. Jason, on the other hand, would have to run the whole thing himself. Jason knew it was impossible. He knew there was no way he would have the energy to outpace all of them. However, he was too proud to give up or let down his new friends without trying. At the sound of the starting gun, Jason flew. His new shoes felt great, and he took an early lead. He tried to pace himself, knowing that, for him, the race would depend on endurance. He hit each hurdle perfectly. By the start of the second leg, he had built a strong lead. Hampton's second runner came in like she had been shot out of cannon. Jason's initial burst of adrenaline was long gone, and he felt the challenge of the second set of hurdles. By the time he cleared them and began the final lap, Hampton's final runner, Garrett Silver, had a big lead. Just then, Shay, Carrie, and Paul gave a mighty cheer for Jason. To Jason's surprise, some Hampton students joined in, impressed by his resolve. He focused only on the cheering as he hit the hurdles. Hearing the noise behind him, Garrett chanced a glance over his shoulder. In that moment of distraction, his shoe caught the edge of a hurdle, and he tumbled down to the track. In the blink of an eye, Jason passed him, running with unbelievable energy. Jason hit the finish line before Garrett had even returned to his feet. Back at Maywood, practice had begun. Coach Walton was calling roll. Peter relished the moment when the new guy's name was called and met with silence. "No, Jason?" Coach Walton asked. "I told him to be here at 4 o'clock. This is one heck of a first impression." "Maybe he's just not Captain Material Look!" someone shouted. Jason, leading a small procession of onlookers, walked onto the field. He was wearing the golden grizzly costume. As he walked, he lifted off the golden bear head and tucked it under his arm. "Captain Jason Argo," he shouted. "Present and accounted for." The entire squad burst into a loud cheer as Jason jogged to his teammates.